I shall in all my best obey you, madam.
Ah. This gentle and unforced accord sits smiling to my heart.
Oh, that this too solid flesh would melt, thaw and resolve itself into a dew. Or that the everlasting had not fixed his cannon against self-slaughter. Oh, God. How weary, stale, flat, and unprofitable seem to me all the uses of this world. Fie on't. Fie, 'tis an unweeded garden that grows to seed. Things rank and gross in nature possess it merely. That it should come to this. But 2 months dead. Nay, not so much, not 2. So excellent a king that was to this Hyperion, to a satyr. So loving to my mother that he might not beteem the winds of heaven visit her face too roughly. Heaven and earth, must I remember? Why, she would hang on him as if increase of appetite had grown by what it fed on. And yet within a month, let me not think on't. Frailty, thy name is woman.
Dear Ophelia, my necessaries are embarked. And sister. For Hamlet and the trifling of his favour, hold it a fashion and a toy in blood. No more.
No more, but so.
Think it no more. Perhaps he loves you now, but you must fear. His greatness weighed, his will is not his own. For he himself is subject to his birth. He may not, as unvalued persons do, carve for himself. For on his choice depends the safety and health of this whole state. Then weigh what loss your honour may sustain, if with too credent ear you list his songs.
Yet here, Laertes! Aboard, for shame! The wind sits in the shoulder of your sail, and you are stayed home. There, my blessing with thee. These few precepts in thy memory look thou character. Give thy thoughts no tongue, nor any unproportioned thought his act. Be thou familiar, but by no means vulgar. Oh. Those friends thou hast, and their adoption tried, grapple them unto thy soul with hoops of steel. Beware of entrance to a quarrel, but being in, bear it, that the opposed may beware of thee. Give every man thine ear, but few thy voice. Costly thy habit, as thy purse can buy, but not expressed in fancy rich, not gaudy, for the apparel oft proclaims the man. Neither a borrower nor a lender be, for loan oft loses both itself and friend, and borrowing dulls the edge of husbandry. This above all, to thine own self be true. And it must follow as the night the day, thou canst not then be false to any man. Hmm? Time invites you. Go. Your servants tend. Farewell, Ophelia. And remember well what I have said to you.
'Tis in my memory locked, and you yourself shall keep the key of it.
What is, Ophelia, he hath said to you?
So please you, something touching the Lord Hamlet.
Marry, well bethought. 'Tis told me he hath very oft of late given private time to you.
He hath, my lord, of late made many tenders of his affection to me.
Affection? Huh. Do you believe his tenders, as you call them?
I do not know, my lord, what I should think.
I will teach you. Tender yourself more dearly.
My lord, he hath importuned me with love in honourable fashion.
High fashion, they call it. Go to, go to!
And have given countenance to his speech, my lord, with almost all the holy powers of heaven.
Aye, springes to catch woodcocks. I do know when the blood burns how prodigal the soul lends the tongue vows. I would not in plain terms from this time forth have you give words or talk with the Lord Hamlet. Look to it, I charge you. Come your ways.
I shall obey, my lord.
Hail to your lordship.
Horatio, or I do forget myself. How fare you, sirs?
My lord.
I am very glad to see you, but what in faith make you from Wittenberg?
Truant's disposition, good my lord.
I would not hear your enemy say so. I know you are no truant. But what is your affair in Elsinore?
My lord, I came to see your father's funeral.
I prithee, do not mock me, fellow student. I think it was to see my mother's wedding.
Indeed, my lord, it followed hard upon.
Thrift, Horatio. The funeral baked meats did coldly furnish forth the marriage table. Would I had met my dearest foe in heaven, or ever I had seen that day, Horatio. My father, methinks I see my father.
I saw him once. He was a goodly king.
He was a man, taken for all in all. I shall not look upon his like again.
My lord, I think I saw him yesternight.
Saw? Who?
My lord, the king, your father.
The king, my father.
Season your admiration for a while with an attent ear till I may deliver upon the witness of these gentlemen this marvel to you.
For God's love, let me hear.
2 nights together have these gentlemen, in the dead waste in the middle of the night, been thus encountered. A figure like your father appears before them. Thrice he walks, by their oppressed and fear-surprised eyes within their truncheon's length, whilst they, distilled almost to jelly with the act of fear, stand dumb and speak not to him. This to me, in dreadful secrecy, in part they did, and I with them the 3rd night kept the watch, where, as they had delivered, both in time, form of the thing, each word made true and good, the apparition comes. I knew your father. These hands are not more like.
But where was this?
My lord, upon the platform where we watch.
Did you not speak to it?
My lord, I did. But answer made it none. Yet once, methought, it lifted up its head and did address itself to motion like as it would speak. But even then the morning cock crew loud, and at the sound it shrank in haste away and vanished from our sight.
It is very strange.
As I do live, my honoured lord, 'tis true.
Indeed, sirs, but this troubles me. Hold you the watch tonight?
We do, my lord.
What?